You know, the late great Jeff Barnaby passed away much too soon from cancer a couple of years ago. But his efforts as a director, a writer, a creator, there's a lot of influences, I think, in his career. And I think if you're still alive, he'd tell you this movie had a great influence on his production because one of the main actors in this movie, which is considered an iconic film in Canadian Aboriginal history, was his lead actor, or pretty well one of the three leads, in his award winning zombie film Blood Quantum, which was kind of based on his experience growing up in the Listugush and Campbellton areas of northern New Brunswick. And a lot of people consider Listugush part of New Brunswick. I consider it part of New Brunswick. I don't think the Sûreté de Quebec would say that's part of Quebec. That's a long story. Check it out. Incident at Restigouche. Go check it out. This movie, Norman Jewison was involved. Some good Canadian directors, screenwriters, a whole bunch of new stars, including Adam Beach. And it's called Dance Me Outside. Now, it's a 94 Canadian drama film directed by the great Bruce MacDonald. It was based on a book by W.B. Kinsella of Bull Durham, Field of Dreams fame. The film premiered at the 94 Toronto International Film Festival before going into commercial release in 95. Now, Norman Jewison was part of it. He called it Norman Jewison Presents. Now, in the Kittabanesee Reserve in Northern Ontario lives Silas Crow Ryan Black, a young man looking for a direction in life. He is uncertain about taking an automobile mechanics course in college. His general confusion with life is most readily evident is in appearance. He wears an old ratty black fedora, a strange assortment of cargo pants, as well as a long black trench coat. Frank Fenspost, Adam Beach, the great Adam Beach, who's gone into great stardom, is Crow's best friend, and Sadie Miracle, Jennifer Podorinsky, is his girlfriend. Now, a young girl from the reserve is murdered by Clarence Gaskill, played by Hugh Dillon of Headstones fame, and the white man sentences light, leading the community to demand justice or vengeance. See, there's a lot going on in this movie from start to finish. There's aspects of, we have Aboriginal people, we have a weird sense of humor, the family units where one of the mothers of the piece, the daughter is married a white man from Toronto, and she's more concerned about having them have babies than the fact it's a mixed marriage. You have the closest of the Aboriginal Reserve. You have the closest of the women, the closest of the men. Basically, they feel being oppressed, and the subplot or like the driving plot of the murdered missing Aboriginal women. This is one of the first times in Canadian movie history it was touched upon. But what I find quite interesting in this one is the cast. Now, the Michael Grey Eyes, of course, went on to do Blood Quantum, and he started to be a huge actor in recent years, and he plays what they call the cop hero Blood Quantum. But this was his first performance. It's quite good, actually. It's well put together. Now, Dance Me Outside, again, was the first acting role for Dylan, who was previously known again as the rock singer in the Headstones. He later starred in McDonald's Hardcore Logo and has gone on to become an acclaimed actor in television series such as Degrassi, Durham County, and Flashpoint. Now, the rock band, the Leslie Spit Trio, and singer-songwriter Vern Chichu appeared in the film, performing a concert at Reserve's Community Hall, the Blue Quill Hall. And this is a part of Canadian music history. Much music is promoted quite a bit, and there's a lot of interesting CanCon bands, both past and present, in it. Now, Blue Quill is the barred name of a community in W.P. Kinsella's hometown of Edmonton. Other contributors to the soundtrack include the folk music duo Cashton, who were the first mainstream Aboriginal pop stars of the 80s and 90s. A great band, by the way. Singer-songwriter Keith Sokola and Dylan's band, of course, the Headstones, as well as previous recorded songs by Redbone, Come and Get Your Love, which is used as a strange plot point, and the Ramones, an instrumental score by Michael Dana. Now, the film was shot primarily at Shawanaga and Wasaking First Nations Reserve near Parry Sound, Ontario, with a small amount of location shooting in Parry Sound. Now, a TV series considered a spin-off or the rejigging of the movie called The Res was ended up on CBC in 96. In the series, Frank Fenspost was played by Daryl Dennis instead of Adam Beach because he was going on to bigger roles, and he was instead given a role of the chief's son, Charlie. Now, Ryan Black and Jennifer Podiminsky kept their roles, while Podolensky's sister Tamara played a new character named Lucy. And if you can check that on YouTube, it was quite interesting. And by the way, you probably noticed already, the nickname that Aboriginal people give to their home communities is usually the res, like getting off the res, problems at the res. We don't like to use the term reservation very much anymore. Now, the film won 2 Genie Awards at the 16 Genie Awards in '96 for Best Editing and Best Sound Editing. Now, it was also nominated, but did not win for Best Overall Sound. And the music really drives the plot here. But the idea of the whole movie, it's probably one of the most. I can say this: the people in that movie are very, very beautiful, very handsome. It's a very nice looking cast. You're amazed, like young Adam Beach. He was a hunk, that guy, and like I said, the gray eyes and all the female actresses, they're beautiful. And I mean, as an Aboriginal person, these are people I saw growing up in Pabineau and Listagush and Eagle Bar, and they mimic a lot of the beautiful, like the dark hair, the beautiful facial features, a little bit of that Chinese look that's in the Mariah Reserve. Again, you stay for the plot, but the people are not hard to look at. Now, after the film's spring '95 theatrical run, it was released on videocassette in '95 by Apex Entertainment, and in Canada that same year by Cineplex Orleans, who also distributed the movie. The Canadian tape contained a music video for Cemetery, again performed by the Headstones, and the Video Service Corporation released the film on DVD in 2008. So again, directed by Bruce McDonald, did a great job. Written by John Frizzell, Bruce McDonald, and Don McKellar of Last Night fame. Don's a big part of the Canadian movie aesthetic. Based on Dance Me Outside by W.P. Kinsella. Produced by Brian Dennis, Bruce McDonald, and Duke Redbird. Starring again Ryan Black, Adam Beach, Lisa Lacroix, Michael Grey Eyes, who seems to have not aged since this movie, Kevin Hicks, Jennifer Podolensky, and Sandrine Holt. Cinematography by Miroslav Bazak. Edited by Michael Pasek. Music by Michael Dan and Keith Sokola. Again, Apex Entertainment, Shadow Shows Distribution, and Cineplex Orleans Films. Now, the release date was September '95 at TIFF at 84 minutes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think the extended version would tell more of the plot. It is a very interesting situation because there's a lot going on here. There's the strength of the female character. You got the elders that are trying to guide him as best he can. You got relationship issues. You have a autistic young kid who drives the plot, and you got this white man who basically is made fun of and parody, but it ends up being a parody on himself. But mixed marriages are a big part of Aboriginal culture, as we know. And as you know, in Canada, when an Aboriginal woman married a man, they would lose a white man, they would lose their status. And that's, of course, being changed. So this was the transition decade from like the Chief Dan George era. And since '94, Aboriginal actors and actresses and elders and different movies have been shown. But there's a direct link, and I know it's weird. How can you link a what do you call a family, a res drama with Blood Quantum? Well, it's the same category. If you get to tell your own stories with good respect and interpretation of elders and Aboriginal people, because the Ontario First Nation aesthetic is different than New Brunswick, different than what happened in Listagush with the raids by those fucking Sûreté de Quebec, which were pretty well the zombies of 1981. How the Aboriginal people are treated in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, BC. Each region of tells their own stories. But what Jeff Barnaby did is tell the story from his perspective. Rhymes for young ghouls as well. You see, what really stands out for me, I'm not status. I'm what you call Acadian Métis. A lot of people don't believe in that. But I'm Redbone. I'm pretty well French and Jewish and Aboriginal. I'm a mixture, right? I see Dance Me Outside. I see so many good things in that movie. Reminds me of growing up with the people from Beetle River Bar, Listagush, Mariah, Pabineau. The camaraderie and the strength of character, because when you're an Aboriginal person in the 80s and 90s, you were up against it. There was still a lot of things going on, even now, with the lack of respect in New Brunswick by Blaine Higgs, in Quebec by the premier there. It's been a struggle. And we all must get along to support Aboriginal causes. So if you have a chance, if you've never seen a movie before, get yourself a good pot of steep tea and a piece of moose meat pie, maybe cheese whiz on toast, which is, we like Aboriginal people like our cheese whiz. Doesn't matter what it is. Cheese whiz and egg rolls. Or you can make some Chinese food and watch this movie. But these people in the movie, these are cute people. Like I said, it's not like cute as in, I mean, you could fall in love, like Adam Beach at the time. If I was a gay man or a two-spirit person in 1994, watching Adam Beach there, he's got going on. He impressed me. Adam Beach has done work with friends of mine and family through the years, and Wind Talkers out there, even though it's not the most accurate presentation of that. But the Adam Beach aesthetic is quite interesting because he is always doing something interesting. And by the way, how about this for a triple threat in the weekend? Watch Little Big Man at 10 o'clock, then watch this, then watch Blood Quantum to see as Aboriginal cinema has changed. The opening scenes of Blood Quantum with the Van Horn Bridge in Campbellton scared the living fuck about everybody because it introduced a nightmare that could not be put out. And Barnaby took his trauma, what happened in 81 with the salmon raids, and he put it to good use because his loss is going to be felt for quite a while. And he was part, I think, of the Jewison generation. I could be wrong here. I think he was. But Jewison really has helped out Aboriginal cinema through the years. So Dance Me Outside, again, I'm giving this 4 stars out of 4. If you're a white person, you won't get it right away. But if you're mixed blood or status, in 1994, this really speaks to you. And I'd like to get... I wore those jackets and those leather stuff for years, too. That was our look there when we were kids back in Northern Brunswick. And it's funny you see a movie like that. It's a movie of its time, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. And well done. One of the top 50 Canadian movies of all time, in my gentle opinion. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you have a chance to go a powwow this summer, doesn't matter if you're a white, blue, purple, or green, don't forget to dance. And don't forget, we got giveaways at the end. So please honor our elders by taking something that benefits their spirit and benefits your spirit. Have a good one. Bye.